Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka James Kazawan MTGO, coming back for another donation bonus league. Now, the last time I got a donation bonus league for ninjas on this channel, we happened to trophy, and that was super cool. So I'm super excited to dive back into this archetype, ninjas. This list was sent by Evan, aka Sumerian00's. Good friend of mine. I finally got to meet IRL at Eternal Weekend, so shout out Evan. Evan recently 5-0'd with this exact list, so maybe the same thing will happen to us. I'm excited to try it out. The main difference between this list and the other, let's see if I still have it, Ninjas DBL, there's no changing Outcast. There's no Retrofit or Foundry. There's no this random card that's bad that we cut, obviously, for reasons. Um, so they're mostly getting replaced by this card, Satoru, the Infiltrator. Blue and black for a legendary creature, 2/3 with menace, great stats. And whenever Satoru and or one or more other non-token creatures you control enter, if none of them were cast or no mana was spent to cast them, draw a card. So that's pretty strong with ninjas, obviously. When you ninjutsu something in, you'll draw a card. Satoru itself might be difficult to ninjutsu in because it doesn't have ninjutsu. So this probably won't proc on itself too much, but it is cool that it does do that. There might be some corner cases. But yeah, in case you missed the first version of this deck, basically we're going to have enablers like Ornithopter, Tameo, and then Orcish Bowmasters that has Flash. Super evasive or go wide creatures that you can activate ninjutsu and get these value creatures in. Whenever they deal combat damage to players, you generate card advantage. Sometimes that can be super ruinous for the opponent because Yuriko will dome the opponent for as much as 5 in this deck, which is crazy. And then cards like Ingenious Infiltrator can sometimes get you 2-3 cards per turn. And we all know about Kaito on this channel now. It's been a mainstay in my Grixis control list since it came out, honestly. Its ability to dodge days as a 3-mana planeswalker and its synergy with the other creatures in Grixis control has been invaluable. And I expect the same in this version of Ninjas. Let's see, in the sideboard, I'm excited to play with Engineered Explosives. I really like the wide variety of answers Evan has here. Evan's a very smart thinker and definitely tunes decks to a masterful degree. So we have cards like Fairy Macabre, Douthie Voidwalker, Sudden Edict, Harbinger of the Seas. Of course, 3 Consign to Memory is pretty necessary these days to combat Eldrazi, because Eldrazi is terrorizing every fair strategy just by having better creatures, more mana, and better answers, because Kozilek's Command is busted. Also, I really love Brazen Borrower as a flash flying beater that can enable ninjutsu super well. And when you ninjutsu it back to your hand, you get petty theft back as well, which is just crazy. Good stuff. I guess that's about it. I think I talked a little bit more about the deck in detail in the last donation bonus league for ninjas, and it's a great deck. It rules. I'm excited to play it again. Maybe I'll call it Blue Aggro. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you want to submit your own donation bonus league, and let's get going here. Feels fun to be back on ninjas. This hand is reactive. Force of Will, blue card, Fatal Push, good mana. I mean, I don't know. Basic Force, I think Fatal Push might actually be pretty good here. Which is wild because I feel like, I don't know, I always feel weird about having Fatal Push in my decks. It's a well-known thing on this channel by this point, I think. I'm gonna see if I can get Yuriko in next turn, though. Most green decks don't have flying creatures. If I can push something, that would be even better. Eldrazi. Oh, okay. This could get weird. Okay. I don't think I can just tap out for that, though. It seems too bad. Like, maybe if other things were happening. I think that just became my blue card for Force, though. Alright. Show me that Force of Will. Show me that Murder's Cut. Something, something, something. Or Polluted Delta is fine too, I guess. It'll be good for Revolt. Play Ornithopter again. Or wait, that was probably bad. If I don't end up having to cast Force of Will and like Ornithopter just cantrips when Satoru is out. We're learning on the go here. It's not going to be perfectly piloted the first time around. Opponent has no play? That is strange. Their hand must be like full of gas. Eldrazi, Forest, 7 cards, no land drop. You got to admit it's strange. Oh, okay. Well, that came in the wrong order. Ooh, nice. Nice dome for 4. That's good. We're seeing the Ninja's Goldfish. Myco spawn. Card's a problem. Card's always a problem. What next? Flush Raker. We'll push, and then force that one, I guess. Jeez, that's annoying. Yeah, I think I'll keep the other force. Goodness me. Yeah, I mean, this is not better than Kaito. It's just not. Oh my god. I get it now. I get it now. Days. A fine card to pitch to Force of Will. They're gonna block like that. You got it. So this gets a Yuriko trigger, huh? It's pretty sweet. Yeah! Yeah! Dude, that's what I was talking about. So sick. Let's see if I can get over the line. Might be hard. Yeah, I've been both of those. Another Yuriko. Okay. So I got Murderous Cut, which can destroy any Eldrazi, which is pretty sweet. I wonder... Because we can get through this thing, but like... I think if they Wasteland me, I'll just be forced to Murderous Cut this thing off the bat. But if they let me do something else... The One Ring? Okay, well... Force that. I could have prevented them from getting another chump blocker though, so that was pretty silly. Go like that. I'm not playing perfectly. Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where we'll probably want to zero Kaito before combat so I can hopefully set up lethal. It's worth not letting them untap with all that mana. Yeah, I think that's good enough, right? I mean, it's close, you know. We'll lose Yuriko, but I will keep the one not blocked. Oh no. No, 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 no. Come on. I've had it with this card. Truly, I've had it with this card. At least they scryed all 3 to the bottom, so... Infiltrator will do some work next turn. But yeah, that was rough. Sure. Yep. Really drives you crazy. It's so hard to have reach in this deck. When they're just like making a million chump blockers. Oh, they're using all their chump blockers. Devourer of Destiny. God damn it. So annoying. Ninjutsu. We will draw Bowmasters. Which is pretty cool. If they just like attack me and try to race, might be able to overrun them on the backswing. Because they like don't have that much stuff, you know. If they wasteland me, the jig is up. I probably should have just like Orthonauts here also. I mean, I feel like if they can't block Ornithopter, like Kaito will get the job done. There's so many good draws here. This block does not matter. Sure. Nope, that won't do it. Neither will that. This is really scary. I think I just need as many draws as possible, right? And these creatures are never going to connect ever again, so... Come on, Kaito. One time for me. Brainstorm into Kaito? Yes. Yes! Okay. We deserved that. Other cool thing about Ornithopter. Can't Kozilek's command that thing, right? Alright. I'm looking to prolong my undefeated streak with ninjas on this channel. Harbinger, Triple Consign, that's so cool. Fatal Push, Sudden Edict, and Dismember all gotta come in. And I think we can probably start trimming some of the more situational stuff. Like, I can't really see myself really wanting to leverage Satoru here. In the past, when I play Grixis Control, I've sided out some Bowmasters, but, I mean... It's pretty important to win these tight races. There's also the question of, like, is Force of Will good? I think it must be. Can trim up Ponder. And then I think Daze against the deck with Soul Lands, especially on the draw. I don't think I can rely on Daze one bit. So for the final cut, why don't we make it... I already trimmed a Ponder, so... Maybe we don't need all the Fatal Push, although we did see it that Herald to the end. Yeah, it's tough. Let's respect Chalice of the Void a little bit. We got some good removal spells here. Ooh, maybe Sudden Edict is not that good, since they have spawn tokens. Yeah, we'll see. Hand looks good. Hoping to top deck a blue card. Cavern on Eldrazi. Even more Bowmasters. I'm gonna just assume that I'm not gonna have to force a Kozilek's command next turn, so the presence of Cavernous Souls makes me more comfortable running this Tameo out. Something interesting about this list that wasn't in, or that was in the last one, was Changeling Outcast. There's no Changeling Outcast in this deck, and maybe it's just a little too weak right now with what's it called? Orcish Bowmasters making such a resurgence. I'm not entirely sure. I'll not Seer. They'll probably take Murderous Cut. They don't have a great choice here. Yep. Pretty sad to see that one go. Good draw. I don't really see any reason to not just take care of it right now. Maybe we'll draw something cool. Like a blue card for Force, not bad. Now we're ready for Kozilek's command, which feels good. If we can just flood the board with Bowmasters, that'd be pretty cool. This looks like Myco spawn, though. They've just put green in the pool. Oh yeah. Card's a problem. So land would be cool. Another Force. Alright. 2 cards left over there. Hopefully Force of Will lines up against some part of that equation. I just really want lands. I'm gonna crack a clue. Perfect. I'd even take another one after that. Sure. Talisman, I'm not going to fight over that one. Wasteland, sure. Not the strongest progression, but that Ayavugan is a problem. I would love Harbinger here. Oh, that's pretty good. Do I need to tap down Mycospawn though? Dealing damage is so important that I kind of refuse to pass up this opportunity to do so. And we'll tap it down. We'll do the right thing. Pedal. Nothing. They can activate Ayavugan though. If they cash in the pedal and pay 2 life. So we can look forward to a bunch of horrible things next turn if I don't find probably Harbinger or Consign to Memory. Got plenty of looks at either of them though, so doesn't seem like that far-fetched. There we go. I'll take it. And we'll grill it. So just main phasing Bowmasters, does that sound good? I would rather not go to discard. Like, what's the get here? Is it, Devour Destiny? I feel like we can beat up on that. It is. So yeah, we'll just consign that trigger. I'll just counter that. Pitch Tameo. It's late in the game for that one. Wasteland. Last card Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No paying life necessary. Counter it. Now we just gotta try and overrun them. Nah, that's good enough for them. Okay, cool. Very nice. Still undefeated with ninjas on the channel. Let's keep it up, I guess. Here we go for match 2. I'm pretty sure this person plays Storm. And this is not a keepable hand against Storm. Much better. Bottom one of these Ornithopters. Oh, what? I mean, against Carnforge Ring, this is still a fine hand. But I should probably not approach this like it's Grixis control and force this key. Right? Is that true at all? Because in Grixis control, I usually don't fight their mana, I fight their card advantage, but I don't clock in that deck. Although I'm looking at my hand right now, and I'm not really seeing any way to deal damage there either, so maybe it's all just fucked. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. This deck has so many similarities, because we also have Bowmasters. Mishra's Desk on Wheels. What are you flipping? Painter's Servant. Okay, something extremely interesting is going on here. And they chose Kozluk's Command. I am not at all certain what this deck is up to, but it's very cool. Okay, land is a good draw. Perfect. I'm gonna drop both Ornithopters. Brainstorm be damned. Is that right? Oh, shit. Man, my mouth is foul today. Excuse me. I didn't realize this could exile creatures that were colorless as well. Usually Eldrazi spells make an exception for that. So there is an actual reason to do this. And I think this instantly identifies us as ninjas, so... And it's kind of nice that their play is spoken for this turn. Like, if they don't use this, it will go away. It is unfortunate that Force will kind of trade for Research Desk and not a card out of their hand. Because I feel like they're pretty incentivized to make this as big as possible. And there's no way I'm letting this resolve. This is insane. See if they play around days. They do not. Force a will. Ha! Alright, now I'm hoping to draw a ninja. That would be my best draw. Ponder, okay. Damn. I shouldn't have done that. This is a 3-mana line, but if I like for some reason got stuck on 2 lands for a while and had another ninja, I guess I just won't ponder and let that happen. We won't ponder like that. Okay, here we go. I really don't know if this is gonna work. They're gonna untap and have so much stuff, you know? But that Ancient Tomb needing to kickstart their mana each turn. Okay, well, not anymore, but yeah, just then of course if they have a One Ring, this will halt our fun for a while. They're gonna unearth the research desks though. Might make it hard for them to make a construct. I have to do it right now. Oh, dang. The good cards are back. Yep. Alright, pretty clearly getting Kaito in. Although, actually, if we do Yuriko first... If I do Yuriko first, we might do some crazy stuff with Kaito next turn. Alright, big money. Force of Will. It's not the worst. But we didn't hit force, so I guess I'll play out Sync. Was Ornithopter unplayable when Vexing Bauble was a thing? I feel like it might have been. Yep. So they're making another construct, which makes their board inherently a lot better than mine. And they have a grindstone. Are we just gonna lose? Do they already have a painter? This is a wacky deck. Stop. 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 We're dead. I don't want to fire yet, though. I'm not blocking. Nothing else matters. Why block? Yeah. Okay, so someone had the crazy idea to incorporate Painter's Servant Grindstone into Karnforge Ring, and it actually looks pretty sick. So let's take Force of Negation. EE is interesting. Doesn't seem that bad against this deck. Getting to pick. Wiping out keys, wiping out monolith, constructs. I'll take EE. That sounds pretty cool, actually. And then Harbinger. I'll take a 1. It's very hard to disrupt their mana. It's not like Eldrazi where they have a bunch of spells that specifically want mana that has no color associated with it. Does this just mean I need Fatal Push? I think so, but I think it means I can chill on Shieldred's Edict at least. And then Daze is also not as effective against this deck. Has quite a bit of mana. Or surplus, rather. Gotta keep Ornithopter, that's the enabler. Just, I'm not really seeing Satoru. It seems a little win more. I feel like this could be an enabler, like Changeling Outcast or something like that. But, I mean, Evan is way better at this deck than I am. And They got a 5-0, so there's got to be something to Satoru. I'm just not seeing it quite yet. Tamiyo's a little slow, and then I'm going to trim one Ponder. Similar to the last round when you're bringing in Consigned Memory. These two cards compete quite a bit. Does not compete with Brainstorm, though, notably. I do love Sinking to Stupor. Cards busted. Yeah, shoot. This cannot be a keep. This one is like the same thing. Yeah, we're going to 5. Damn. What's going on? They only want to give me a hand with basic swamp in it. This is very silly. What the heck? What's even more upsetting is that my swamps are mismatched. But yeah, that's crazy. I looked at 3 different hands, and each one only had a basic swamp in it. Yeah. What's the point? Let's try something different this time. How do you like that? Desk on Wheels. Monolith Servant. They choose Monolith. That's interesting. Maybe they have another land in their hand? We have another land in our hand. Okay. So we at least have a plan. We can push Painter Servant, and then we can try and, oh my god. You're kidding me right now. I mean, they did keep 7, so it makes sense. Alright, Bowmasters, let's go. They will draw... So, shoot, I should have done this with it on the stack. I keep forgetting to do this. It's a weird heuristic, but I think having the larger creature is better in the long run than getting your initial ping. But it will kind of force them into this line. Big mistake. Huge. More Bowmasters. I don't hate it, but I mean, they'll be able to go over the top really easy, but if like their end game is Painter Servant Grindstone you, we can beat that. Or if they like dismember my Orcish Bowmasters. Oh, great. I wouldn't even be that excited about Engineered Explosives here either, because they'll destroy my army token. Yep. Haha. Start clearing out these spawns. But no, we'll just do this. Spawns will be gone soon anyways. It's just how it works. Alright. Play that. Smash for 5. I'm choosing to just not, like, play around Painter Grindstone for 1 turn. I need to get established here. They will just overpower me eventually. But I feel like a card advantage engine, or a potential card advantage engine. There's some hoops you gotta jump through for this one. Plus a creature with menace, that's pretty valuable against these spawn tokens. Yeah, I just don't want to sit around and wait to lose. If they have Karn, they can Lattice. Ooh, Eldrazi Confluence? That's so good. Jesus. All I have now is my 7/7. That's not, does not feel like much. They are at 9. Their 1 ring will put them to pretty low life total. I don't know. This is so funny. They're gonna hate me so much. Probably gonna be like a for real dog situation. Yep, I'm real. Hate to say it. When they flip. There's Karn. Yep. Gonna need you to tap that ring before you lattice me. Can you do that for me? Sign's not looking good. Hold on. It's a 10 mana line. Oh yeah, they do have 10 mana. Oh, they have plenty. Yep. I mean, if you tap the ring first, it feels better to me. Oh, Paradox Engine? This is what we're doing? Won't work through Bowmasters, but as soon as they find a way to beat Bowmasters, they'll draw their whole deck and win, like, immediately. Or even get their construct to be like 2020, make it unblockable. There's a million ways they can win at that point. But they need to do them. Now they're going to go over the top. Well, this is interesting. Now I'm pretty sure that they will put 5 burn counters on it and actually put themselves in lethal range if they don't find a way to destroy this Bowmasters. Please work. Oh my god. They could have been at 1. I mean, I hope there's no way to, like, go off and win in response. Like, if they had a Flesh Raker out, you can definitely win in response to lethal Bowmaster triggers on the stack by chaining, like, Kozilek's Command and other very cool things like that. Brazen Borrower seems pretty good the more I think about it. And Daze seems much worse, especially when I'm on the draw. I'm not seeing Satoru. I should have talked to Evan a little bit before I started this league, but I've just been kind of recording whenever I possibly can. And this is when it worked out. Excuses aside, I should have learned more about Satoru, but it's got to be for more grindy matchups, right? So with that in mind, I feel like it's probably fine to bring back Shield Your Edict, just to, like, have, like, something that can fight Karn, and also Painter Servant, albeit not super efficiently, it can still fight it. Thought for sure we had lost that though when we took a mulligan to 5, but man, anything's possible. Keep this. This would be a fine 6 as well. You could just bottom Yuriko, but as it stands now, like, Force of Will is a pretty good draw. Key is fine. Is there any world in which I can sign Chapter 2 of Saga? I think no, because Brazen Borrower is cool. Oh my god, look at that. Well, now I am pretty tempted to consign Chapter 2. I don't know. What should I do? Are they really going to want to spend their next 2 turns just making constructs? I feel like we could almost beat that on a fair axis just because ninjas are so strong. Alright. Yep, there's the Ancient Tomb. I'm all of a sudden feeling pretty good about this. Am I supposed to play that? Probably not. Probably supposed to play Bowmasters. Just get Yuriko going. To the extent that Force of Will should be my counterspell this turn over Consigned Memory, no matter how good the target. They're in the tank on this choice for Saga Chapter 3. Grindstone, okay. I'll have to be a little more vigilant, hoping to hit a land at some point. Another Saga. That is brutal. That one's fine. I guess we're just taking a huge chunk for 5. Because I need both of these creatures enabled to enable ninjutsu. But yeah, it hurts. It hurts. That was a good draw, at least. Maybe it's time to slow down. Is that ever true? Bounce construct. Consign chapter. Whatever. Because, yeah, I can't just, like, take even more damage from these things. The unblockable nature of some of these creatures, it's gonna be pretty bad. There's something very unblockable about Brazen Borrower as well, which is a great target for ninjutsu, because then you get another petty theft. That might be what we're working towards here. It'll just take a really long time, since I don't have a lot of mana. We're hoping their hand is terrible, is what I'm trying to say. Seems like it might be. Murderous Cut. Okay. Let's go for it. Big money, but I'll also take a land. Oh yeah. Big money. That's big money. Ooh, man. Okay, you're at 9. And you're leaning pretty hard on an Ancient Tomb. Nothing you didn't already have over there. They got another research desk. Which makes sense. Like, they're probably on the hunt for something. Their mana just exploded. They have a 1 ring. I have a Bowmasters. They're at such a low life total. Is this my fight? The first half of this, or the second half of this would work because it loses life, but the first half wouldn't work because there's no combat damage to be dealt and they have protection from everything. But if I had something like Stomp, if I had Bone Crusher Giant, I miss that card. I think this has to be like at least half of my fight, right? I think it has to be. It also works me towards Murderous Cut. Yep. Do we race? No. Alright, hit me with that land, please. Not quite. Do that. Hit for 1, hopefully more. Yeah, okay. Boy, this is scary. But I hope Force of Will will get us there. They just have so much mana, you know? If they have 2 Painter Servants, like... it's gonna be real close. Okay, they miss on that. That Saga's gonna be too slow to matter. It should be anyways. I feel like they had Kozilek's Command at some point. That's the spell they were kind of representing this whole time. I will gladly force it. Back up Yuriko. Full take key. Well, I mean, depending on what's on top of their deck, we might have this. We can have a check for Painter Servant if they try and win. Unless they can also activate the second Grindstone in response. I just need a 2-drop, but I'll take something more expensive. Hell yeah. We got there. That was an exceptionally good run. The deck operates really well on low mana, but also enjoys having lots of mana, so just might be a pretty good deck. Here we go for round number 3. We're on the play, which is pretty sweet. Yeah. It's almost like a Grixis control hand. I have ran Sink into Stupor in the past. Alright. Got Ornithopter to enable, and that's kind of the name of the game, right? As long as we can do that. If we get Wastelanded, I can Brainstorm out of it, potentially. We're not really lacking for Enabler per se. We're lacking for a turn to Enabler, but we have Bowmasters. Is it more responsible to just look for a land instead? Probably. Okay, we got a Brainstorm anyways. That is interesting. Tundra. Ponder. This seems like it's probably a Phyrexian Dreadnought deck. I think those are the most popular Tundra decks right now. But it's hard to say. We'll bolt that in. They're not really like a chip damage kind of aggro deck. They're more like a Tig 12 kind of aggro deck. And Daze is pretty nice. Ponder's good. Oh wait, maybe Ponder isn't good. Shoot. I was in Grixis control mode again. That was terrible. Should have definitely played Bowmasters there. Well, better late than never, I guess. It's worth the force of them. They also they exiled Ral Crackling Wit, so this is more likely Jeskai control. This Planeswalker is very strong. It's one I tried out in Grixis control when it was first released, and it did an exceptional job as a 4-drop bomb Planeswalker. Fatal Push. We need land drops. That's a lot of Yurikos. And no Force of Wills to cash them out. Okay. Maybe we can Brainstorm them away the next time we Brainstorm. But also, like, I don't really mind doming an opponent for 3 with Yuriko. Time to Daze. Alright, we got him with this Brainstorm. I feel like the chip damage is a lot more important when you're playing ninjas. And this is likely not a Bowmaster Mirror. But I would assume any deck with Source of Plowshares might be a little difficult for this one to beat. But we'll do our best. Jeskai Colors. Prismatic Ending. Okay. It's going to be pretty sad, I think, to bounce Army Token to my hand. Almost to the extent that I don't think I should do it. I think I should hardcast Yuriko. And I guess not even this turn. 1 card left over there. There's Yuriko on top of my deck. After that, Lotus Field. Hello. Well, that's interesting. Ral does not untap things, but... Maybe I was supposed to Brainstorm last turn, too, because I might have been able to find, like, an Ornithopter or something. Interesting. Play Tameo. Hopefully we don't lose next turn. But I feel like it's entirely possible we might. Unless the third card down in our library is a Force of Will. Yep, that's pretty good. It's not. And I just lost my Ninja Enabler. Just lost my Ninja Enabler. I mean, it's cool I have a Planeswalker and all, but jeez, that was bad. Jeez, that was bad. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't mean to be bad. I just am. Sorcery Speed Yuriko. Fatal Push in the chamber. They have no play. I'm sure they're not in any hurry to. I don't think I need that. Daze is not handy right now. I think we just gotta go in. Supreme Verdict. You got it. Very glad I didn't try to set something up with Kaito's Surveil. Should I play another one? I think I'd rather try and move some cards around. None of these cards work. Just try and set up the win, I guess. Make them have it. Yep, you got it. Try Kaito. Shit! Gotta start playing better. This is embarrassing. I could have an emblem right now. Drawing a card. Daze is on. Although probably not great. That's fine. Daze is fine. Another Lotus Field. I wish I knew more about this deck, because it looks like Jeskai Control, just with Lotus Field, which seems very soft to not Wasteland because they have Hexproof. Never mind. But I'm hoping Force will lock this up. Yeah, this is so bad. I could be hitting for as much as 5 right now. Alright. Yeah, I'll go top. Cast this Ornithopter. Get back. Not Force of Will, because there isn't one. I guess Sync is just as good. Unless they're doing something that doesn't cost a lot of mana. I'll take Brainstorm. Opponent says it took the Ornithopter for me to realize this is Ninjas. And like, a lot of these cards are cards I play. Hero. Sync. So I've wanted to play Hero in Legacy for some time because it's such a cool card. It's just hard to justify having a 5-drop that's also weak to Pyroblast. But I mean, it's just so strong, you know? And now I get it, like, Teferi untapping your Lotus Fields, that is a lot of mana. So I think we want Flash Threat. Harbinger seems like it could really cramp their mana. If they're going out all in on Lotus Fields, they have more than one. Spellbomb can sometimes be a fine value piece, but doesn't really seem like where we want the matchup. I will take Douthie Voidwalker just because, like, having as many threats as possible is really nice against control decks, and then more counter magic is also nice. I wonder if we want Consign. We're certainly not going to consign any Lotus Field triggers, but from what I've seen so far, I don't think we want Consign to Memory. And yeah, again, I just think like against a Source of Plowshares deck, Satoru is kind of a sitting duck. Whereas Voidwalker has a little more application. We'll just side out one though. Trim Daze. Trim a Tameo. Trim Murderous Cut. Does not hit Planeswalkers. Edict does. And then likely, I usually side out a land in this matchup, but that's on Grixis control. It's hard to say what the final cut should be. I guess maybe a Yuriko. Oh no, sorry, Fatal Push. Fatal Push all the way. Both Fatal Pushes out, bring back Tameo. Close one. I'm just like, that's another common thing. I'm just never used to having Fatal Push in my main board, so I'll often just like miss it when I should be siding it out. And looks pretty good. We have a threat in Tamio. Force of Will. There's a lot to like about this hand. And in respect to Harbinger and also the Brainstorm we just drew, I'm going to lead on this Underground Sea. I'm going to Brainstorm in response. That is fine. Oh, man. Such a punt with that Kaito and a million other things. I guess I'll cast Ornithopter too. Sure. Maybe it would have been better to hold Tamio. I guess I had already decided my first play before I drew that Brainstorm, which is not smart. You should always take into account your draw step. Telling people things they learned on day one. Consider every card in your hand before you make your lines. Do as I say, not as I do. Cast Brainstorm. Great. Put back Ornithopter and land. Sure. Ponder. I like days here. And then Yuriko can draw our land. Sure. Lowering Revealed gets a Volcanic Island. But they don't play it out. Very interesting. Alright, let's establish. Another swords. Sure. So we'll draw a land next turn. There's that volcanic island they searched. If Days doesn't line up this turn, let's probably find a pitch to force. Brainstorm will likely be a lot more valuable than Days. But I don't really know if I want to Brainstorm next turn, because I'll be making a land drop. Now that I have 3 mana, maybe I can get them to interact with this Ornithopter. Because Kaito has hexproof. The Wandering Emperor. Daze that. Super. With this mana, let's Brainstorm. Ooh, Kaito. So close. Damn. I guess I'll leave option for Edict because they're coming up on good old Hero. And it's not a very profitable way to answer that card, but it is a way. If they force through like Hero, yeah, Hero. Yeah, what do I do? Well, now they know I have Bowmasters, so whatever. Oh no. Walked into that one. Ah, 2 cards left. They are at 18. I do have Force Negation available to cast now, and a Force of Will. I feel like all my draws are good except Ingenious Infiltrator and Kaito. And yeah, Harbinger of the Seas would be pretty ruinous for them. I'd prefer if that didn't happen. Okay. Time walk achieved. Alright. I'm not going to forget to activate this loyalty ability this time. Super. The fact that it's an emblem is also pretty sweet for any grindiness that happens. It's worth fighting. Seemed to have worked. Not a good draw. Hit for 4, hopefully find more protection. I mean, if they're stuck on one red source, like, it's actually not that bad. And then we want to surveil, of course. Seems like they'll probably red blast me again. Blood Sun. That is sick. Well, my fetch line will stop working, and then I also won't be able to surveil, so do that, bin that. But yeah, I'm not going to fight over it. Help. Okay. Serve for 4. Almost there. Bowmaster seems very good. But let's put Brainstorm on top of that. Damn. I don't think I can justify casting this. Kaito is just so much more valuable as a threat. If we're gonna like jockey and try and protect our threats, you know, like sure. We just can't justify trying to protect Satoru when it's weak to swords and Supreme Verdict when Kaito dodges both of those things. But let's try and get Bowmasters in. Oh, nice. Okay. Maybe Brazen Borrower instead then. Yeah. Play that. I think we can just force this through. Alright, we got there. Feeling good. I did not play exceptionally well in that first game, so I'm gonna try and just like loosen up a little bit, because we're 3-0. Here comes match number 4 with Ninja Delver, blue aggro, or we could just call it ninjas. Gotta throw this one back. There's no lands. This one's not much better. Opponent's also taking a mulligan though, that's nice. We'll keep, and I'm thinking Edict is probably the most situational. It's also black, and I don't have black mana, but like Yuriko is like the point of the deck, so should probably hold on to that one. Probably cast Ornithopter, and then also Brainstorm. Hope to dive for a black source. Also, I am playing Affinity, not Ninjas. Got Island Ponder over there. And they shuffle. Could this be Show and Tell? Pause here. They're going to force my Brainstorm. Can I hit the black source anyways? Hell yeah. So we'll go ahead and get Yuriko going here. And hopefully flip something good. Yeah, not bad. Oh, I understand. We're the interesting last round. They also have Prismatic Vista. What are they up to? Jeskai control? Wonder if this is... Does Dreadnought play Prismatic Vista? Honestly not sure. I feel like this is a bit telegraphed, but there's just no reason to not get Kaito in here. This is just such a amazing progression right now. They could dress down, that would be pretty effective. And then I would have wished to have days. Oh, it's good enough for them. Yeah, this was absolutely crushing. Like, we would have hit for 4, them down to 9, 2 Yuriko triggers, which could end the game on the spot if it flipped like Kaito, Force a Will or something. And then we can activate Kaito and get, yeah, well, turn 3 goldfish. That's what I meant when I said we are playing Ninja Delver or Blue Aggro. But yeah, I wish I learned a little bit more about the deck, but I think this is probably similar to what we faced last round. I'm inclined to side almost identically. Flash threats. Well, I don't know. Jeskai Blood Moon control is pretty different than like normal blue-white control, where they'll probably have plenty of planes, but maybe not basic mountain. Very hard to say. Maybe just have one. Doubt the Voidwalker I do like. Maybe Satoru is just better than Doubt the Voidwalker, though. Well, I think having the threats in general is good, so let's side out these 2 Fatal Push. And it's very strange to have a curve of more 2 drops than 1 drops, but I'll try it. It's gotta be what you want, right? It might be hard to get Edict to line up, but let's give this a shot. Vista, go. Alright. There was some tension between playing out Undercity Sewers or Delta, but now that we hit another untapped mana source anyways that's not Sink into Stupor, probably just fine. Hopefully hit Ornithopter here. We miss, but we do find some other good stuff. We'll stay threat dense here. That's usually how you beat Jeskai control. We'll just force the things that matter. I could wait to draw that Brainstorm. That is something I could do. Then Tammy will have some insulation against like Swords to Plowshares. Oh, it was a Ponder, duh. So silly. Why did I think it was a Brainstorm? I've lost my mind. See, I think it was right of my opponent to try and force the what's it called, the Brainstorm last round, because can't force a ninjutsu activation, and then you'd have to like force Ornithopter after that to stop the Kaito. So it all does make sense. Sure. Another force. Might just hit a land anyways, so don't really want to play out the tapped Sink when it could be more useful as a blue card, you know? Well, that's not the case, so. We'll start with an Infiltrator. Sure. Kaito isn't going to be able to get hit by that swords anyways, so it's very possible I should not have played that Infiltrator out. I don't know. I wouldn't mind trading a few more cards before trying to stick this Kaito. But 4 cards in hand, me with 2 Force of Wills. I feel like this should work out. As long as they don't have Spell Pierce. Uh-oh. Red Blast? Well, here we go. Force that. Uh-oh. Targeting Kaito, so I had to force this one again. Gotta try. And they lost life. So I do get to draw. And we'll hope that they just have swords and Supreme Verdict and stuff like that. Oh no. Not Snapcaster Mage. So they're pretty up in this exchange. And they have Stoneforge Mystic. Well, I mean, if they go for Cauldra, we have Shieldred's Edict for that, which they do. Pretty lucky to have that hanging around, but they're also pretty set up here. Okay. I think we can make this work. So next turn I want a Ninjutsu and then cast Shieldred's Edict. Stoneblade. We'll let Jace resolve. Ooh, they got me. That was probably a mistake. Probably should not have let Jace resolve. They read me for Bowmasters and they were right. Alright. Definitely have to return the army token, unfortunately, because, yeah, I just need to keep Bowmasters established here. And unfortunately, as much as I would like to have them sacrifice Jace, it's just not really possible right now. Another Stoneforge. I'll just force that. Kind of have to. And yeah, I do feel silly for not forcing Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Even though it didn't really mess with my plans all that much. And yeah, I'll keep going up with Jace. And they did put a card on bottom, so I am alive to hit something good here. It's alright. Do they have to bounce Satoru? It's pretty nasty if I get a trigger. Yep. How do I break through? Ooh. Not quite enough black mana yet to flood the board. Uh-oh. Cryptic Coat. Yeah, we'll get ground out at this rate. Can probably go to the next game. That was silly of me. I should have bounced or just countered Jace. I don't know why I let that resolve. This is not the optimal time to record for me. I'm not doing very well. Definitely bring those dazes back. And yeah, Harbinger seems pretty poor. Because we saw Basic Mountain. They'll just be able to fight me, you know. I do want Fatal Push now. Had no idea they were playing Stoneblade. They conceded early, which was very smart of them. And yeah, Satoru just seems like a sitting duck. As does Daffy Voidwalker. My creature's gotta either have flash or a lot of value. Maybe a third Fatal Push. Like, we just can't really keep up with Cauldra. So we'll definitely need to, like, hit Stoneforge on sight. Then again, like, does not feel good to have Fatal Push when you're staring down Planeswalkers and stuff like that. Maybe we'll trim an Ornithopter. Would not feel good to have a bunch of those when you're desperate for a powerful top deck. But we gotta come out strong. Which means our hand can't do nothing. Yep, that's exactly what I would want. Turn 3 Kaito on the play. With double enabler. Really put them to the test here. Ponder's good. Now there is the chance that I'll want to... Actually, I don't know if I'm going to want to brainstorm, because I think I want to get this Kaito in. That seems a little more important. Is there any reason to flash in Bowmasters? I think so. I don't want them to establish any kind of foothold. Brainstorm makes sense. It's got to play aggressively, you know? I really hope they regret using that Red Blast so early, but it's possible they just have another one. We'll see. They're also playing like I have Wasteland, which is a huge benefit to these ninjas lists not being like entirely wrapped, you know? They all do something a little different. And we are going to return Bowmasters just to make sure I can get that protected. Yeah, top. Cast Ornithopter. Infiltrator will give us 2 draws if all goes according to plan. And I hope it does. Snapcaster Mage for Red Blast. Woof. Hopefully we can just bring the hurt enough. Bowmaster that snap out of the way. I wonder if they're getting basics because they have non-basic hate. That could also be. They're at 9. Got more Bowmasters. Oh, man. They can't Supreme Verdict either because they have no white yet. Cryptic Coat. Ward 2? Horde 2. That's so gnarly. Alright. Another Infiltrator. That's so good. Is there any way I can get that blocker out of the way? I can Edict. But then I can't Ninjutsu, which is a little more important. See what they do. I imagine they'll really want to block Infiltrator. They don't want me drawing 4, do they? Yep. Do they have a plow? They do have a plow. Alright. Well, they're at 6. Have faith that Bowmasters can aggro this. There's got to be some cantrips I'm turning off. Narset. Got to make sure not to brainstorm into that, because I feel like I do silly things like that sometimes. Swords. Okay. They just swords the army? Get after it. We're in blocks. They're at 3. Should I put them to 1? Did I screw up? Try Edict. Okay. I'm just gonna hold up Bowmasters. If something goes wrong, then I'll use a cantrip to try and dig out of it, but I feel like the aggro has been really strong. And they're probably gonna try and cantrip, right? Okay, they did have that. This should turn off what I was really worried about, which was Supreme Verdict. I feel like if I can just like ponder or brainstorm and find a ninja, Ornithopter should get it done. Alright, we got there. Army token, blue aggro. I mean, our hand was super strong. Tamio, Bowmasters, Kaito. Well, up for another Ninja's trophy. I don't feel like I can do it right now, so I'm just gonna like get up. Maybe my mind will change a little bit. All right, folks. I'm trying to be serious, and it's kind of hard to throw back a hand with triple Bowmasters. That hand usually wins. There's also a Force of Will to back this up. Yeah, against Misty Rainforest, seems pretty good. Especially Tundra, Misty Rainforest. We're gonna ponder. And they shuffle. Okay. What do I get? Hey, not bad. Start with this. I'll bin Ornithopter. It'll kind of give away what we're doing here, but I don't think I need Ornithopter. I mean, maybe they'll think we're playing Affinity. I don't know. We'll see. Brainstorm. Resolves. I wonder if they're looking for lands. Because they pondered and shuffled, which is not something you see too often early in the game. Especially from a Tundra strategy when I feel like they're just trying to, you know, find lands and stuff. Ooh, Urza Saga. This could be Cephalid Breakfast. I wouldn't be entirely surprised. Yeah, there's a Shuko. Okay. Things are about to get a little strange. Yuriko. There's my ninja. Which is nice. Now we have a real payoff. And Urza Saga is not as scary as it normally is. It's still very scary, but the Shuko's already out there. The threat is already realized. Preordain. So if they go land and then Illusionist, we can lose to Daze. So we're just going to let this happen. Disappointing. We also don't often see Preordains in these lists, so it's very interesting. There's a land. They're going to try to win? No. Well, it's important for us to apply pressure here. Brainstorm in response, that's fine. I'm mostly interested in finding like more forces or a daze or something like that. There's not going to be a main board way to deal with this stuff. I think I'm about to get dazed. Better now than later. Better now than later. Ah, shoot. I mean, there are advantages to not getting dazed here, of course, but it would have been nice. Satoru. I really can't afford to get Yuriko in here. It's too bad. But yeah, it's completely untenable. It'll certainly look funny when I bolt that in and then do nothing. But yeah, I'm not budging here. I refuse to budge. They're not making a construct, so I guess it's go time. It's go time, all right. How deep do we let them go? I don't want them getting a bunch of Narcomoebas, even though I can pick them off. There's Thassa's Oracle. Exposure achieved. Let them go for the first... until the first Narcomoeba, I guess. They have a Nadu version. There's one Force Will in the bin as well, so I could start narrowing down what is going on here. Second Nadu, second... oh, that's more Illusionists. Oh, there's an Narcomoeba. Okay. I've had enough of this. Force of Will. Force of Will. Come on. That's lame. Targeting Force, not Bowmasters. One card left. Do you think it's Daze? If it's not, I can Brainstorm and hit. We hit, baby. But if it's days, none of that matters. Cool. Did not mill the last cephalid, though. Milled quite a few other things, though. The last card in their hand is a Cephalid Illusionist, because what? They pitched Nadu? How many Nadus do you think they play? I don't think we can afford to get Yuriko in here yet. Not until the final Illusionist has fallen. And they choose to take out the army and not one of the Bowmasters, which is interesting. But I think it shows that they're trying to buy time. Cast Brainstorm. Days? Not bad. Actually really like Days here. It asks them to at least draw a land before they can cast another Illusionist. Now we do play Bowmasters here to push that damage, because we'll pick it back up. And there's always the chance we end things right here. Not quite. But I feel pretty confident. That's game one for blue aggro. And yeah, we should just be like a frickin' shark here. Just a frickin' shark. Just go after them. Like a frickin' shark. Try Fairy Macabre. Not embarrassing as a creature, as a threat. Nile Spellbomb. Sudden Edict is strange, but not bad. It's pretty good against Nadu. Take Fatal Push. Took a couple consigns too. Harbinger is interesting. Can they play through Harbinger? Not easily. You definitely can't cast Nadu. They can't afford to play basic Forest. What to trim though? I think it's just Satoru. Like, I don't find extending into Plow to be where we want to be here. And it's not the most impressive clock either. Kind of hoping for another triple Bowmasters draw. If we just throw a little graveyard hit on top of it, I feel like that would be a recipe for success. Also don't know if we really have time for... Like, we want a clock, but we want a clock in the way like Bowmaster clocks. I don't know if we need Ornithopters when they're threatening such a fast win, you know? I don't know. Like, I'll have two for the enabler factor, but I just don't really want to be stuck with Ornithopters in my hand while we lose. Also find maybe Murderous Cut is not really the most efficient removal spell when we're bringing in stuff like this. I get that it's good with Yuriko, but I think we'll be okay without. I want every days, even though we're on the draw. Just want all the counter magic. Am I missing anything huge? I get that Dauthi Voidwalker, like, they won't be able to combo because they need their graveyard. But also, like, I don't know, they can still kind of combo. It's just Soft Sword to Plowshares, that's all. I don't know. On the play, I think it's worth considering, but right now, I think I would rather... Shoot, I gotta make these cuts right now. Crap. One Tameo and a little top end. One Infiltrator. Okay. I'm mostly interested in having answers in my opening hand. Yeah. Keep this against an opponent who mulligans. Satoru plus Ornithopter. That's just cantrip right there. But I fear we might have to pitch Satoru to force. But we'll see. I'm not going to tap out of consign. Well, I guess I can. I can ponder right now. Great. I don't want the other ornithopter, but let's buy some time here. Alright, you're up. Hedge maze. They might get a free Narcomoeba here. Ooh, prismatic ending. Good to know about that one. It's a little unfortunate that prismatic ending, or prismatic vista can't get, what's it called? Can't surveil, but it's fine. Okay, we didn't have to daze, so that means we can Satoru Ornithopter here. Not too bad, huh? Do that. Do this. Bowmasters is great. Now they were incredibly patient. So they can cast a Nadu around days now. There's Nomads. There's Illusionist. I suppose we should definitely try to fight over that. Pitch days. They're going to force back. I wonder, should I force? Or should I fight over the final thing? That's really risky, because if they hit on their Cabal therapy, then we just lose, you know? Alright. Guess that's the first thing clear. Tough draw. Clear this Nomads. Now we gotta watch out for the next Cephalid, because they can get Shuko off their Saga, which is super scary. But hopefully we're messing up their cantrips right now. Nothing from them. Time to surveil. Keep that. That's a good one. Should probably brainstorm now. We hit like Spell Bomb or something like that. We want that sitting out. Okay, sink into Stupor instead. Yeah, that might save us. I would trade Army for Construct. I hope they just make another Construct here, because that would kind of infer that they're not going to try and go off again. I don't feel like I really have the good stuff yet to stop them from going off. Pithing Needle? For what? Prismatic Vista? Alright. If you want. Shuko. These constructs are large. We'll block. Now we are kind of hoping that they opt to combo. Because these construct beats are going to get wild. I do kind of want to just hit it with sync. And I should have definitely foreseen this. I could have put Polluted Delta on top. Then I wouldn't have had to draw on another blank Pithing Needle, which is kind of rough. Yeah, we're kind of hoping they combo without any backup or anything. because I doubt they'd ever hit Sink into Stupor with a Cabal Therapy. Quite choked on blue. Oh, I thought it was blue to Delta. It wasn't blue to Delta. We need to draw out of this. I definitely screwed up. But yeah, we just need to draw out of this now. Shields are down, but maybe it won't seem like they are. Sure. Ooh, and another Shuko. Well, now I need to block. Need to block next turn, too. Rough spot. Bad draw. I mean, there are draws that can stabilize, but with, like, live combo pieces on board, don't love my odds. I guess I don't need to block now, but kind of want to. Well, hold on. I think I have better odds if I just don't. If I have this creature in play, like if I draw Ornithopter, I'll get a little more life out of my situation. Narcomoeba? Ooh. Scary. Alright, Brainstorm. Need a little help here. Yeah, I mean, that keeps us going, doesn't it? So I can Ninjutsu and Kaito. No, that does not work. I basically just need to Edict that Narcomoeba, jump block the Construct. Or I could Ninjutsu and Kaito. Tap down the Narcomoeba with the -2, and then place a Satoru to jump block. Probably sets me up best for the next turn. Oh. Ah. I guess that line lost to Daze. I got greedy. Got super greedy. I can't let that happen in this last game. I gotta get this trophy. I gotta do it for Evan. Alright. Is Engineered Explosives any good? I can't believe I lost to Constructs. I mean, they are big. Brazen Barber seems kind of nice. Just a very versatile card. Yeah, I just don't think Satoru does enough. I just don't see it. I'm willing to admit I'm wrong about that, but I think I should probably play it as I see it. And they definitely have tons of removal, so I don't think having a hate piece on a creature is going to really do us any good. I feel like Sudden Edict is the only removal spell that can break up Cephalid, Nomad's Encore if they sequence super well and are able to get both out around your removal spells. Yep. This is incredible. Being on the play is massive. As long as they don't lead on a combo piece here. If they don't go Nomads or Shuko, we should be in good shape here. Okay. So far, so good. Also good to know they have Daze. I didn't think they had Daze for some reason. I'm not sure why I didn't think they had Daze. But I didn't. Speaking of Daze, though, I think that's what I'm really looking for off this Surveil. Oh man, this is stressful. I gotta do it for Evan. I gotta do this for Evan. I can't let Evan down. They don't shuffle? Shit. Ish. Just keep everything, make them play weird. It's not even a bad card to keep. I'd rather pitch Ponder. This Brainstorm is so immensely strong in this deck. We've had some good hands. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Force of Will just feels like cheating when... Oh, that's sad. Boo! Force of Will feels like cheating when you're just drawing cards every turn. Like Psychic Frog. I'm drawing cards like Psychic Frog. They don't shuffle again. The hell does that mean? Brainstorm. No Ninja. Can't have it all. Can't have it all. Well, since that's the case, why not be safe as possible? Instead of Spellbomb in play. Combo me, you shall not. But not dealing damage is hard. Hurts to not deal damage. Shugo. Activation. Nomads. Resolves. Equip. Alright. Pass it back. Or maybe I can get them to do something weird here. No? Okay. Nadu? Will force. They'll force. Will force. It works. They put a card on top. Oh man. They just have another Nadu. I'm gonna be so sad. Because that dang Shuko. That dang Shuko. I'm hoping they just topped a cantrip or something like that. And we'll keep Island in our hand. I don't want them to know I have nothing. Indeed, they cannot know. Seems like they topped a cantrip. Beautiful. Oh, that's sad. My card advantage. Is that what they topped? Maybe. Alright, hold in there. Hang in there. Ninja? Oh, that's pretty good too. Hang in there. We're almost there. Cavernous Souls. On a wizard, I assume. We'll add here. Sure. A little sad they got to trade that 1-for-1. Okay, that's not bad either. I mean, they will get a Nadu trigger, unfortunately. Should they find the Nadu. But at least it's not like Nomads on Core where they can just disregard this edict and just keep going off. for the full 4 cards. Hang in there. Shit. Scary enough that I don't want to even think about drawing a land. Okay. Hang in there. Damn it. Makes me wince. We'll do some significant thinning. Well, they're doing some thinning too. Ah, crap, but they have another surveil. Bin it. Bin it. Yep, bin brainstorm. Can't afford that one. Pithing needle. Are they going to name Spellbomb? We can still beat them. We have the edict. Harbinger. Well, if we survive, this should cut them off spells. They don't have any basics. Actually, no, they can still win with just blue. So yeah, I won't really do anything, will it? They just named Fairy Macabre? Illusionist. You can't tell me that their last 2 cards are illusionists, right? Alright, help me out here. Please. That should do it. That should do it. I feel like that should do it. In most worlds, this should do it. Swords, my Yuriko? Crap. Oh, I could have prevented that. I could have prevented that. Hopefully they just draw like a not illusionist. Please don't draw illusionist. Please don't draw illusionist. Oh man, I played bad all league. I played kind of bad all league. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why? Well, they weren't playing like they had swords. They weren't playing at all like they had swords. If they had swords that whole time, why didn't they... No, it wasn't even on... It wasn't even possible to me that they would have swords. So I was thinking I could just... If that didn't work for lethal, I could use the mana that I would have spent on Harbinger for whatever Yuriko drew us, or whatever. Swords was very far from my radar. Man, okay. All to say, that's the second Ninja's trophy on the channel, which is pretty freaking sweet. Evan, you are the master. You built a crazy cool deck, even though I think Satoru is bad. I'm not sure. I feel like this could have been like Retrofitter Foundry or something, but I'll have to ask you about that one because clearly we both 5-0'd with it in the list, and yeah, Ninjas is a super awesome deck. If you like playing aggro and you like playing blue, but you're not really into Delver, I would recommend checking out Ninjas because it's a very tricky and interesting deck. And yeah, wow, that's cool. I hope no one submits another Ninjas donation bonus league again soon because I feel like the pressure would be immense to continue this 5-0 streak. Alright, I think that's about it for me this time. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you want to submit a donation bonus list. Evan, thank you so much. This was a complete blast. And yeah, see y'all next time.